She was a close family friend to the Mayor Stu High, and it is always a pleasure to speak with her every time I see her. Please welcome to the podium, Debbie Brock.
Thank you. Have you ever had that experience where you thought you really knew somebody and then they say a surprising thing or do something that surprises you? Well, I thought Stu Height was this kind, pleasant, friendly man that walked on the Rouse walking trail in the mornings and went to lunch at Mall Deli at noon. Well, little did I realize that he has been mild-mannered. Stu Height has been known to jump in a nearby phone booth and become one of our best elite Crawford County crime fighters. He has been with the Sheriff's Department for 30 years, a detective, and now the Chief of Police at PSU. He's been on several committees, a member of the Kansas Peace Officers Association, and on the Attorney General's Board for Crime Victims Financial Assistant, a graduate of PSU, and a graduate of the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia. Now, it's not surprising that he cares about this community. He has a heart for people. He's actively involved in his church, Our Lady of the Lords, and his entire family is. There's probably not an aspect of the church or the school that they're not involved in. But a little surprise, he does tend to go online to another church sometimes. See, Stu's an excellent outdoor chef. He grills and he smokes. And if you go online, you can find the Meat Church. That's where he likes to frequent. Here, this is what it says about the Meat Church. I'll have to read this. To elevate everyday meals with essential herbs, spices, and seasonings, bringing joy to the family table with delicious homemade meals. Well, no wonder he frequents that church. But he is a grill master. And if any of you would like to stop by his house some Sunday evening, it's, what would you say, pork and smoked cheese are probably his specialty. So here I am inviting the whole town over for dinner. You guys ready? Is this an election year? Are you trying to get votes? Now, I don't know if he grills wild game or not, but I heard he's a hunter. Actually, I heard this from some of you city commissioners. It was a trip that he and Doc Sigley were taking one time to go bear hunting in Arizona. And they were going to have to miss a city commission meeting. And they went out to hunt bear, but they came back and arrived at the city commission meeting just 5 minutes before it was to start. And of course, everybody said, well, what are you here? What happened to your bear hunt? And they said, well, we were walking down this abandoned road, came to a Y in the road and didn't know what to do. And then we saw a sign and it said, bear left. So we came home. Now, another surprise is, well, it's a surprise if you haven't been to Bruce and Bites, but if you have been to Bruce and Bites, it's not a surprise. I guess Stu's quite a dancer. Darren was telling me this story. So Darren stopped by Stu's house one day, and Amy came to the door and said, well, Stu's out back. He's out back in the barn. And Darren said, oh, you didn't go back there. So Darren went on back to the barn. And as he approached it, he heard this kind of sultry jazz music playing. And he opened the door of the barn, and he could see Stu behind the tractor, just dancing. And Darren said, Stu, what in the world are you doing? And Stu said, well, you know, so many marriages have trouble these days. I just don't want that to happen. I want to be a good husband. So I've been going to a counselor, and the counselor said, you know, I just want to be a good husband to Amy. And the counselor said, I need to do something sexy to attract her. Takes a moment, doesn't it? Okay, none of that is true. The hunting, the dance, none of that is true. What is true is that Stu and Amy have a wonderful relationship. They have a great family. I've been with them through carefree times and through more stressful times, through the good and the bad, through times of victory and through times of grief. And they are strong, they are stable, they serve each other, and they have a wonderful influence in the community. Now, one more surprise, and this is true. A few years ago, during the COVID era, several of us were sitting around the campfire, and Stu pipes up and says, "You know, I have a little interest in running for city commission." Of course, everybody in unison said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, I really care about Pittsburgh. I care about our community. I care about our people. And I think maybe I have something to offer for the betterment of the community. And I think this might be a way that I can do it." So fortunately for us, Stu acted on that idea. He ran he campaigned hard, and he won the election, a 4-year term in 2021, I believe. And so we are proud to have him as our mayor. So here is a man, Stu Hite, that loves his family, loves his community, loves his church. This is our mayor, Stu Hite.
Okay, well, I don't need to say anything. I'm just going to have Debbie come up and read this because she nailed it. So thank you, Debbie. Thank you very much. You're too kind. I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. I know everybody's schedules are busy and we all have things to do, but it's important that you're here, and I'm glad that you're here so I can tell you the state of our city. First of all, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to anybody that has had a hand in planning this. Jared Wetzel has done an amazing job planning this event. Thank you for the Blue Spoon for getting up early and feeding us. But more importantly, thank you to all the public servants that work for the city of Pittsburgh and all of our communities. It doesn't matter whether it's from streets to codes to police to fire. Public service is hard. Public service, you don't get a lot of thanks in. You don't go into it for thanks. But the other thing you have to remember is citizens never call to say, hey, you guys are doing a great job. I don't have any problems. I don't have any water leaks. My street is as smooth as it could be. Thank you for doing that. No, I mean, we get calls, public servants get calls in the middle of the night on holidays, on kids' birthdays, on anniversaries, and they answer the call. So thank you all that have chosen to serve the city of Pittsburgh and again, other communities, because it's very important, because communities without dependable, reliable, trustworthy public servants just are not going to thrive. So thank you for that. I appreciate that, and I know the rest of you will too. In fact, why don't we give everybody a round of applause? Let's begin public service. Okay, so anybody that knows me knows that when I get up here and do these things, I kind of like to wing it. Well, there's too many good things happening in Pittsburgh to just wing it. So pardon me while I probably read more than what I'm comfortable reading, but I do want to get through this and make sure that I do this state of the city justice, because there are a lot of positive things happening in Pittsburgh. And first of all, good morning, Pittsburgh. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you all for joining us. I want to give you the State of the City report. It's a report of progress, opportunities, and the potential we have as a community. Our State of the City is strong, growing, and thriving. I'm proud to say that the State of the City is strong. From economic development to quality of life, Pittsburgh has made tremendous strides over the past year. Our city is growing, our community is thriving, and the best is yet to come. Community safety and quality of life. Let's begin with the basics. The cleanliness, really that goes out to Doc Sigley for really putting a great initiative together as his term of mayor last year to try to clean up the city, and we want to continue that. Livability and safety of our city. We've made significant progress in ensuring that Pittsburgh remains a safe and welcoming place for everyone. I think one of the most important things maybe this year, and I hate to prioritize them, I don't know that anybody's been so excited about trash since Oscar the Grouch and Sesame Street. But seriously, we started a new trash utility program, and we're currently serving 1,800 households and still growing. I think that's amazing, just since I think the end of August, 1st of September. So we did that to streamline the waste collection and improve sustainability. This initiative helps keep our neighborhoods clean and organized. And I want to thank everybody who stepped up and stood this trash utility up and did it in a very quick fashion. We had to buy 2 trucks, we had to buy dumpsters and get everything going on that. So thank you. That was a Herculean effort to get that done, and you did a great job. We've introduced new ordinances to combat littering and protect our quality of life. These changes make our city safer and cleaner. Additionally, we've improved our municipal court resources to offer more effective support to repeat offenders. I remember hearing someone recently say we can't arrest our way out of a problem. We have to find other ways to fix the recidivism and fix the people, the faces that keep coming into court, and that's very accurate. We've done that by partnering with Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas and Crawford County Mental Health to provide resources to those folks that are trying to get their lives put back together. They've made large steps in trying to get people that again are regular appearances in court. They reach them right there at the source and try to get them in touch with the people that can help them. Additionally, we've improved a new park safety security officer has been added to help Pittsburgh police who have other calls. We've tried to have this park security position to rotate around all our parks and try to spot problems or issues and deal with those, and then call in Pittsburgh police when necessary. We've also added new pickleball courts. We've reopened Four Oaks Miniature Golf, thanks to the great partnership between public and private sectors on that. As we move on into financial responsibility and economic development, I'd like to say a thriving city is built on the financial foundations. This year, we've stayed focused on fiscal responsibility while making strategic investments for our long-term prosperity. We finalized key components funded by the American Rescue Plan, or ARPA funds, allocating resources for both immediate needs and for long-term growth. We finished a 5-year financial forecast along with capital improvements plan, equipment plan, and have developed a guide for future investments to help prioritize critical projects. Thanks to our efforts to manage costs efficiently, we've kept taxes steady. We are very conscious, myself and my fellow commissioners are very conscious of being good stewards of your money, and we don't take that lightly. It's a very, very important thing for us, and we want to make sure that we maintain a steady, non-increasing taxes when possible. But as you can tell, a lot of these services come with those increases along the way. We have to find some way to pay for those. And I'd like to commend City Manager Darren Hall and Jay Byers for their creativity on trying to address these needs. They've done a great job, and they're great partners to work with. I'm very proud to report that we received a clean audit. It's like having an all A grade card. It's great to have those things. I mean, it's important when you go back to school. When you're in school, you don't want the C's and D's. So we certainly didn't get that. We got a clean audit. And I think that highlights our commitment to transparency, accountability, and responsible fiscal management. Key investments in Pittsburgh's future. We've seen an exciting rise in private investment in economic development, which are creating jobs and fostering growth. Pitt Plastics has broken ground on a 200,000-foot expansion, increasing manufacturing capacity and adding jobs. We set aside 15 acres in the Airport Industrial Park for a new project, which will have an announcement coming soon, and that's going to bring more opportunities to Pittsburgh. Some pretty exciting, not maybe necessarily for the men. I hope they have park benches out front, and the exciting things like Ulta Beauty, rack room shoes. I'm really pumped about that because my wife loves shoes. So, and Five Below. All of these are opening in 2025. All seriousness, we're very happy to have these new partners in retail who look at Pittsburgh and see us as a community that, hey, we want to be part of that. So this is going to create new jobs and enhance our shopping options. Avail Enclosures is expanding the Pittsburgh facility, adding 50 new jobs, and Heritage Tractor has completed a major expansion, both strengthening our industrial base. On the healthcare front, we're excited that Community Health Center Southeast Kansas is opening a new downtown clinic. Kanar Eye Care has added a new location downtown. And finally, SEK Urgent Care opened their new location on Centennial. It's a great spot. They renovated a space that wasn't being utilized like it could be, and we're happy to see them and improve healthcare access to all our residents. And last but not least, in the medical field, we welcome Mercy Hospital, a major change of pace for our healthcare and for all of our population. Healthcare is probably next to safety, is probably one of the most important things, especially as myself included, we all get older and we start to wear out. So we want to have good, accessible healthcare for us. Perhaps along the key investments, maybe one of the biggest projects is the Gorilla Rising project, which will renovate the best hotel in the student housing and make new additional educational space. And it also includes the new location and the new construction of the Kell School of Business. I think we're all excited to see downtown continue to evolve. But this project is going to be transformative development. It's going to boost our economic activity, create jobs, and position Pittsburgh as a regional hub for growth and opportunity. Investing in housing and urban development. I don't think you can drive up and down Broadway without seeing a lot of great things happening. So as Pittsburgh grows, we're focused on ensuring our housing options meet demand, making sure our city remains a great place to live. Our downtown redevelopment plan is complete, offering a blueprint for revitalizing the city and attracting businesses and new residents. A housing needs plan is underway to better understand and address the growing demand for housing, ensuring a mix of affordable, high-quality options. To encourage home building, this is, again, going back to Darren and Jay and their innovative thinking. We've introduced a new revolving loan fund to assist with key construction in new homes. That's going to attract builders, not the residents who are building, but we're trying new things to try to attract builders to the area by incentivizing that. Key downtown investments include the Lorenz House. This is their third project. Incredible couple that sees the future in Pittsburgh and believes in personal financial commitment in that. They're on their third project now. And I also wanted to mention DVLP projects, which include Town Talk and Smithsonian apartment complexes. All great looking places. There are also ongoing improvements by building owners up and down Broadway. I don't think you can drive a block without seeing somebody doing something to their facade or to their space in general. But there's a lot of good things happening downtown. Looking to the future, as my term of mayor comes to an end, I want to express what an honor and privilege it has been to serve in this role. The future of Pittsburgh is incredibly bright. With multiple new local developers investing in our city, Pittsburgh's poised for an even greater prosperity in the years to come. We are laying the foundation for a better tomorrow. As we continue to build this exciting future, I encourage each of you to stay involved, whether it's supporting local businesses, volunteering the community for community projects, or championing the causes that make Pittsburgh such a special place. We do have an election coming up next year, so I encourage you, some of you might want to do something, really wild, like city commission, give it a shot. It's a great role to be able to serve your community, but I also want to recognize all the volunteer boards that there are out there for you all to get involved in. If running for an elected position is not for you, there's lots of ways to serve in many, many committees that we rely on as commissioners. So I think you'll agree that Pittsburgh is living up to our motto, forward together. I really like that motto, and I do think that, as the more things I see that this year's evolved, it's like that's a great motto because we are moving forward together. I also noticed in our Pledge of Allegiance that we pledge to be indivisible. I believe this spirit is what makes us strong. No matter our differences, as long as we stand united as one nation, and particularly here one city, we will remain indivisible and continue to grow and thrive together. Thank you for the continued support and for believing in Pittsburgh's bright future. Here's to another year of progress and success. And I left out my family, but thank you guys for being here and supporting me and allowing me to do this and being away from our families for whatever time it takes. May God bless each of you, and may God continue to bless Pittsburgh. Thank you.